You are free to be yourself in a healthy relationship, whether you're with your partner or by yourself. This relationship helps each person grow and brings out the best in them. Building a strong base is very important, especially when a relationship is just starting out. Setting respect and encouraging open communication as important values can help you build a relationship that is not only healthy but also brings you happiness and satisfaction. Section 1. Effective communication for everyone. Naren, express yourself clearly. You can't expect your partner to naturally understand what you're thinking because they aren't a mind reader. It's important to be clear about what you want and need. You and your partner are both being rude by not telling your partner what you need. Also, holding your worries or concerns inside is bad for the connection. You should instead talk to your partner about any problems that are bothering you. If you find it hard to start a conversation, saying something like, "I have something on my mind," or "There's something bothering me that I'd like to talk about," can be a good way to start. Number 2, pay close attention when listening. In any relationship, it's important to know the right amount of talking and listening. To improve your listening skills, you need to let your partner talk without cutting them off and carefully listen to what they have to say. Don't be in a hurry to answer. Instead, take the time to understand what your partner is saying. Get involved by understanding what they're going through. A good way to make sure you understand is to say, "Let me make sure I understand." For example, recognizing how they feel by saying something like, "It sounds like you're upset that I didn't let you know when I was coming. You would have appreciated earlier notice because of your worries." This not only supports what they're saying, but it also makes it easier for them to talk to each other in their friendship. Number 3, establish positive limits for well-being. Setting limits doesn't mean making someone feel confined. It means building a connection where everyone knows and respects what the other person expects from them. When something makes either person uncomfortable, it's important to talk about what needs to change and figure out how to address issues as a group. Open conversation should be used to decide how much time should be spent together or apart, especially if people have different ideas. Setting limits for different things is a good idea, like sexual relationships or making time for social activities. To keep the relationship running smoothly, don't try to control each other. Instead, focus on mutual respect and working together. Finding a balance that works for both people is what setting limits is all about. Number 4, convey your message clearly. To keep a relationship healthy, you need to talk to each other openly and honestly. Misunderstandings happen quickly when there isn't enough information. It's important to be honest with your partner about what you want and need, and not sugarcoat or say things just to make them happy at the cost of your own feelings. To clearly express your feelings, views, or thoughts, using I statements can be very helpful. You can say what you want to say clearly and directly this way, and you can own your own thoughts and feelings without blaming or accusing others. When you want to communicate clearly, use phrases like I think, feel, want, when, because. For example, I feel upset when the door is left open because it makes the room cold and drafty. 5, share your feelings. It's important to have open and honest conversations with your partner about your feelings and thoughts. This creates a place where both people can be themselves. Pay attention to your partner's feelings as you actively listen to them, especially when things are hard. Real relationship lets you really understand what your partner is going through. If you and your partner feel like there is a mental gap between you, talk about how you feel without judging or blaming each other. If you understand how your partner feels, you can respect them more, which will lead to a more understanding and helpful relationship. 6, regularly connect and update each other. Set aside time to talk about the relationship on a regular basis, since things may change and goals may shift. It's easy to forget how important it is to talk to each other when you're busy. Over time, standards and goals may change, which is why it's important to have regular talks. Relationships can get worse if people avoid talking about tough topics or hope that problems will go away on their own. You could ask your partner, "Are you okay after our fight yesterday?" to see how they're doing. So any feelings or problems that haven't been fixed are dealt with. Talk about what you both expect from each other, whether it's moving in together, getting sexual, getting married, having kids, or making plans for the future. To make your partnership work, be clear about what you want and see how your partner fits in with those goals. Section 2, being kind to one another. Number 1, build a base of mutual respect. It can be exciting to connect with someone, but it's important to treat each other with care in your relationship. Show your partner respect by doing things that earn it, and be polite even when you disagree. Show that you care about your partner's well-being by putting their needs, thoughts, and feelings first. A good relationship is built on mutual respect, and talking about ways to improve this is very important. Set rules like not calling people names or touching them inappropriately, and think about using do's and don'ts to help settle disagreements fairly. In this case, people might need to avoid insults, pointing fingers, yelling, or getting violent. Don't talk about divorce or breaking up when you're fighting, and don't guess or tell your partner how they feel. Focus on the present, talk to each other honestly, and take breaks when needed to keep the connection positive and respectful. 2. Show gratitude to one another. Both people in a relationship should feel like they are important to the other person. A lot of the time, small actions spread out over time lead to big links. When someone does something nice for you, remember it and think about saying thank you. Instead of focusing on your partner's flaws, think about the good things they bring to your life. When you see something good, let someone know about it. Tell your partner how you want them to feel loved by telling them what you want. Saying thank you often can mean a lot, whether it's in a card, a note, or in person. Be honest about how you'd like to be loved. For example, you could say, I value it when you notice and appreciate the work I put into our relationship. Number 3, enjoy meaningful time together. Whether you're talking on the phone or in person, switching between the two can make it hard to understand what the other person is saying or to send nonverbal signs. Spending better quality time with your partner is important for making your relationship stronger and bringing you closer together. Simple everyday things like drinking coffee together in the morning or reading together at night should become a part of your habit. Trying new things together can make your time together more fun without having to do anything expensive. Trying a new restaurant or type of food for dinner with your partner can be a fun and interesting way to spend time together. Therefore, respect each other's space. No one person can do everything for everyone else. You should let your partner spend time with family and friends and do things that interest them on their own. Everyone should keep their own group of friends and unique interests. At the beginning of a relationship, it's normal to want to be together all the time. However, it's important to accept each other's need for time apart, knowing that it doesn't hurt the relationship. Help your partner stay in touch with their friends, and don't put any pressure on them or yourself to break up with those friends. Having a group of friends is very helpful for your mental and physical health. Also, make sure that your partner doesn't tell you when or how to spend time with your family. This shows that you value your own independence in the relationship. 5. Be ready for changes. You should be aware that the way you and your partner interact will probably change over time. Allow time for both of you to grow as people and as a pair. Understand that when things change in your relationship, they open up new ways for you to grow. You should know that change is going to happen and be open to it, because it means there are chances for the relationship to improve. When changes happen, take a deep breath and deal with each one as it comes up. This will help the partnership be more flexible and strong. Section 3. Enhancing a troubled relationship. Number 1, consult with a therapist. Talk to your partner about the idea of getting professional help, like going to the doctor together if you both want to break bad habits. You can break unhealthy habits like yelling, blaming, isolating yourself, making assumptions, or having trouble communicating with others with the help of a therapist. You can work through bad feelings, change your behavior, and change how you think about the relationship with the help of therapy. If you choose treatment, it doesn't mean the end of your relationship. Instead, it means you both want to work on and improve it together. Watch more about couples counseling in YouTube, like How to Go to Couples Counseling. 2. Break free from codependency. One person in a codependent relationship may unintentionally make the other person's lack of duty, immaturity, addiction, or bad health worse. Even if someone knows that helping others might hurt them in the long run, they may still feel obligated to do so. The roots of codependency are often found in childhood. It includes behaviors like hiding feelings, like staying quiet to avoid conflict, and having trouble setting limits. Unfortunately, this could mean that you and your partner only talk to each other, cutting you off from other friends. A very important step is to learn about codependency and think about what you might be doing that is hurting yourself. Going to treatment, either by yourself or with a partner, can be very helpful for dealing with and getting rid of codependent patterns. They honor your partner's privacy. It's important to know that in a relationship, you don't have to share everything or be together all the time. Allow your partner to be alone and free if they need it. If jealousy strikes, remember that it's just an emotion that isn't always caused by what your partner does. Please don't try to get your partner's email or social media passwords. Respect their privacy and safety first. It's important to keep trust. Too close contact with your partner and always watching what they do are both bad for both of you. This kind of behavior could be caused by jealousy or a need to be in charge, which are both bad habits to bring into a relationship. Finding a balance between trust and personal space is important for a good and happy relationship. 4. Recognize warning signs of abuse. Power and control should never be the basis of a good relationship. Instead, respect and unity should be the building blocks of the relationship. Even small actions can set the tone for the whole relationship, so it's important to be aware of any controlling, rude, angry, yelling, embarrassing, or disrespectful actions your partner may take. As the saying goes, abuse is never okay, and it's important to remember that you can choose to be abusive or not be abusive. Putting an emphasis on respect and unity builds a healthy connection where both people can help each other and avoids unhealthy power dynamics.